Hey everybody, welcome back to Inside the Movement. Today, I have a very special guest, Miss Marquita Cyphers. She is our next gen admin.
Yes.
Marquita,
Yes.
welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, let's dive right in. Tell me, how did you get to the spot that you're in now? How did God maneuver everything to get you where you are?
Right now, what I'm doing is next gen admin, and I'm also a youth leader, of course, because that's what I've done forever. Actually, it's kind of interesting. I had just got done with my last hip surgery, and I knew that I wanted to work in the office.
Pause 1 second, because talk everyone through some of those. This isn't just like a first-time surgery kind of thing for you.
No.
So I think in order to get this story, we've got to go back.
We might have to do that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So I have arthritis in all my joints. I've had it. I was diagnosed at 13 months. And what happened, a lot of my joints just kind of almost fail. They just kind of, the joints disintegrate or the bones do that. So I have to get my hips replaced. You have to get the joints replaced. And I had my first hip replacement in 1992. I was 17 years old.
Hip replacement at 17.
Total hip replacement at 17. And then I had 3 months later, I got the second one.
Wow.
Followed up by 7 years later, 8 years later, got it done again. So that's now 4 times, 2 times each side. And just recently in 2019, I got my 5th hip replaced. It was done a 5th time. And then in 2020, I got the other one. So now we're at 6 times, 3 each time. Yes. They're hard. They're pretty difficult. But this last one, I noticed that it was really good. I was feeling really, really great. And I said to myself, well, I would like to work at the church. And so I kind of just did a prayer about it. You know how you just say, Lord, you know what, if it's available. And I was going to come up to the church and say, hey, please put me somewhere. But Pastor Leah actually called me one day. I was still in recovery, still literally in
still high on meds.
Yes, yeah, exactly. This is true. I was still doing all that. And she said, hey, I'd like to talk to you about a position. And she offered me a position after talking to me about it. And I love it. It's working in the next gen as the admin, doing all the behind the scenes paperwork, scheduling the camps, making sure that we have rooms reserved for everything that we do, all the crafts and all that.
All the forms that come in and out with that.
All the forms that come in with that.
Every event.
Every single event. And making sure we actually can have space to do the events at.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot of different stuff, and I love it.
Well,
I absolutely love it.
I can't imagine a more perfect person for it, because it's all dealing with people.
Yeah.
Like everything you do, details, I think people forget. They think that if you're a detailed person, you don't have to be a people person. And I'm like, no, people are those details.
Exactly.
When it's a camp form, that's a family. Like that's a child that you are helping to get to camp. And I love your interactions, because for those who haven't spent any time with Marquita, like she is genuinely the nicest, most loving person you will ever meet. And the two of us, like, will rag each other throughout the office and stuff. But there is not someone that is kinder, more gentler.
Thank you.
And I can't imagine a better face in this job than you. Now, why next gen?
Why next gen for me? I have always loved being around teenagers, just kids in that age. At 16, I remember saying, I want to be a youth leader. I cannot wait to become 18 so I can become a youth leader. And as soon as I turned 18, they had what was called junior youth leaders in our church. So we were leaders over the younger teenagers. And ever since then, give or take a few years, it'll be about 30 years this year that I've been working with the youth ministry. And so next gen particularly, that's the ministry part of me. But when it comes to like your skills and the things that you're good at, I love admin. I love business work. I love doing computer work and all of that. That's my love, and that's my spiritual gift.
Yeah.
So working in next gen is letting me get to be around the kids, the teenagers, and do all the paperwork that I'm completely nerdy about. I really love an Excel spreadsheet. That really makes me smile. So I love it. I'm ready. Like if Leo asks something, I'll say, oh, I'll make a spreadsheet. I'm so excited about it because I like to keep it organized. And so that's why next gen, it's just really, it fits everything that I love to do and what I think I'm good at.
Well, it's combining, like you just said, those passions, and those aren't just, like, oh, I like sports or things like that. These are things that are God instilled callings in your life. This next gen side, you've been doing this for 30 years, and this administrative side, I mean, that's intrinsically like who you are as a person.
It's perfect.
You care about these details and coming up with systems and processes. Now tell me about what's happening in Next Gen right now. What's the thing you are most excited about out of all the things happening in Next Gen? What's the thing, like the top of your head, you're like, man, I'm so pumped about this.
You know what it's going to be. It's that time of the year. It's camps.
Yeah.
I've done so many camps in my life. We've gone to so many of the different camps with the youth in different churches that we've been to, and it is just one of the most exciting times. We get to send a teenager away, send a child away for anywhere from 3 to 5 days, and they're away and they get to kind of praise God in their own way without having different eyes around. They don't have to worry about chores for this week. They don't have to worry about doing things. They get to be away from their parents, from their siblings, and they get to just be a teenager, a child, a kiddo, just there to learn about God, learn more about God. And what I think is really important is the bonds that they form with all the leaders that go.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited about it because it's something that we offer here, and the church loves supporting it so much that they actually put in money to help each child go to camp.
Yeah, I don't think people realize the normal cost of camp is significantly higher. And so our church, we so much believe in camp that we're willing to underwrite a chunk of that amount, a nice chunk, to be able to make it more affordable for families.
And that's so important because it is a lot of money. It is a lot of money. And parents sometimes say, well, I can't do that. But I also like that we're asking early enough ahead of time. We're saying, hey, you can put a little bit down here, put a little bit down here. But it's so important that if you can't, the church is already helping.
Yeah.
And the church finds it that important. So when you get your child to go away for that however many days and they come back, maybe some of them have gotten maybe the gift of speaking in tongues, or maybe some of them have learned to pray out loud. Mm-hmm. Or even, hey, I decided there's a devotional I would like to do. Or, Mom, can I get a Bible? I mean, all these different things will happen after camp. And I think it's so amazing. It's one of my favorite times. It's a lot of work, on my end. Okay, I will tell you, it's a lot of work. It's a ton of work, but it's so worth it when Leah or Reed will text me, hey, this is what happened today, so I can share it with the parents.
Yeah.
Hey, this person received Christ, or this person decided they've been called to ministry. This little kid, 5 years old, maybe a 9-year-old, called to ministry. That's exciting to me. So that's the biggie right now. That's where I'm excited about it. I'm actually literally right in the middle of doing a lot of registrations. So, and there's still room.
And
there's tons of room.
And I know we've been saying this at church, but like, now is the time to register, because the cost goes up. And this isn't us just trying to be like, hurry up and get ready. No, literally, like, the camp charges us more money if we don't get these kids registered now.
Yes.
So it saves the parent. We're not making money
at
off
all
of any of these things. It's not like we're like, woohoo, more kids, more money for us.
No, not at all.
No, literally that money just goes to pay for camp.
It does.
In fact, I was even... You'll be seeing another registration come through here soon, because I was talking to a dad this morning that has a young little boy, and the dad comes up to me and he's got this big grin. And he's like, we're registering our son for camp. And like, he was so excited that his son was going to get to experience what he has seen before.
Oh, see, that's really cool when it comes around like that.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing when there are parents that have been to camp and then now they're sending their kids to camp. I think that's so amazing.
Now, in order for people to be able to experience camp even more so, I know the Sunday after Easter, we do something called Camp Live with our kids. So tell everyone what Camp Live is.
Actually, it's really cool because it kind of gives them the camp experience, the worship part of it especially, and the people that are at the camp actually come visit us. So they'll actually be here and they will be amongst all the kids. And so they get to kind of get a little bit of a taste of what camp is, with the worship, with what talking about the word and kind of some activities, just a little snippet of what's happening at camp. So it gives them that idea of it in one day. It's just in like 1 little hour, but man,
and it's the
imagine
best.
that.
It is the most fun service. I mean, literally, my son Creighton, he came this past, it was like 2 Sundays ago, and he was like, Daddy, today is Camp Live Day. And I was like, no, it's actually in a couple weeks, buddy. And he's like, no, and he was so disappointed that day wasn't Camp Live because he so looks forward to it. So Easter's an awesome service, but then Camp Live is also super cool.
It's a lot of fun. I'll tell you, one of the things I've noticed are sometimes what I like to enjoy is moms that are nervous to let their kids go. Mm-hmm. I'd say a little bit nervous, and it's kind of their first time. Maybe their kid's 6 years old, and they haven't left the house that much. And I love being able to comfort that mom and say, hey, listen, I understand, because I personally did not want to let my child go at that age, and it was very difficult, but I did. Yeah. And it was the best decision we had. And so I love talking to the moms one-on-one, like you said, being able to talk to them and letting them know, I get it, but guess what? You will be very happy that you did this. And so a lot of that happens where they're kind of nervous about it. I also will tell, like, Reed, would you mind talking to the kid, whatever the particular kid, helping them, invite them, give them a little bit of assurance, or Heath. Yeah. That way they know a little bit more and they feel a little bit more comfortable. Yeah. And I think that's kind of one of the really fun things to see a mom ready to, okay, I will let go. Mm-hmm. And then afterwards, the kid is so excited. So I think it's one of my favorite moments.
So if someone wants to sign up for camp, what do they need to do?
They need to go to our website.
Movement.
Under events. Yep, movement.city. Go to events.
/events.
There we go. And you'll see down there, it'll be youth or big kids. The youth is a high school and middle school. And then the big kids is ages 9 to 11. And then, no, it's 8 to 11. And then the little kids is 5 to 7, which is the cutest ones.
They're the sweetest. And I'm actually going as a counselor to the 5 to 7-year-olds. So if you've got a 5 to 7-year-old kid, my wife and I, we'll be counselors hanging out with your kids.
Yes.
Marquita, I can't say this enough. You are such a blessing to our church.
Thank you.
We love having you on this team. Our church is better because you are a part of it. So thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. I loved it.